Good morning, everybody. It is nice to see you all again on the weekend and making sure that we have a good learning session. And this is the second phase of, or as we called, a continuation of the last week's retirement planning, where we have done the retirement planning to create the corpus. And today we are saying how to deploy the corpus and how to manage that corpus. So today is the second phase. So I'll try to do a little bit of recap of last times, and then I will take care of the continuation of the part of it. So very common people are been asking this question across. What do you mean by retirement planning? So this is the question people are been having in your mind every time. I'll be happy if somebody can share their thoughts or views. What do you mean by retirement planning? Anybody like to share it? So let me try to give my own answers on retirement planning. It's retirement planning is not what we used to think before of, okay, I'll be having the at age of 60 or 58 coming out from the corporate and have to, my dad and all will say that, okay, I should have the tea or coffee in front of the TV or something. So retirement planning is something where you feel that you don't need to work for the money. Your money is working for you. So you can do whatever you want. So retirement planning can happen at age of 35, at age of 30, or it can age of 40. So yesterday, I was talking to a person who is 42 and looking for a retirement planning. So this is the reason somebody can say me, Rachna, I want to retire. So it's not that she's not going to work anything. And this is the one thing which I always try to spend a lot many time, more than my cash flow, which I'm going to do it today, then what you're going to do it when you are retired. Because mind idle is much worse than having a money. So if you have a money, but what I should do with that money? I should be able to have my happiness, my joy, and everything, and make my mind very much occupied. So I keep saying people, retirement planning is always good to make sure in your mind that you are financially fit, you have financial freedom, you have everything. That second most thing more than that is what I'm going to do. And she is a person, and I was feeling so happy more than her when she says, she wants to go to all the ocean and do the diving and teach the diving classes. And she's been very big corporate, so level. And that's where she wants to do. So she is trying to do her passion and what she likes to go about it. So most of us, we have been doing a working because we need to take care of our families, our all financial goals, but we may have our own some, I can say deep down, some dreams or a passion which you like to do. So this is an era where we people have started thinking, okay, why don't I do what I like to do? And that is the definition for me is a retirement planning. You have planned enough, you have got money, you are going to get an alternative income or money is working for you as you are going to get a salary, and then you will be able to do what you like to do. So this is, I'm just doing a little bit fast forward here with the, what is the retirement planning, what we have done last time, and then I will take it to the forward. So this is the giving across the thought. Few may people know me and few don't. I am a Rachna Lego. I am one of the director in Right Horizons. I have around 26 years of experience, mainly 50-50, and now I can say so. I worked in Wipro and Infosys for almost like a 15 years. And then I joined Right Horizons. Right Horizons, good, bad, ugly, is easier to get in because it's my husband-owned company. He started at 2003. So it's easier for me to without an interview and getting across as a director. So it's the easiest way I got it as a director. But yes, I continued my passion, and that's where my people ask me what is retirement. So I always says I'm in a retired life because I have my most, I can say, the best of work balance life, my social life, spending time with me quite a lot because I do a lot of readings, I do a lot of webinars, which I love. I do try to do a lot of, in my own capacity, social work. So this is my retired life. So where I am not able to thought or have a feeling that, okay, if I'm not earning what I should be done doing or not. Spending, of course, quite a lot of good time with the kids. So that's the best part. So for us, I always say, yesterday I tried to say the same thing. Somebody called me that Rachna, we wanted to do some session for the kids' education from 8 to 18 years old. Do you have? And I said, yes, we do have a next generation also and value of money for the kids. And then I gave the data what we do teaching, and he says, yeah, it's a very nice. So I said, yes, it is nice because it's not that because I am teaching, because I have done practically. So whatever I have told a value of money, I have done for my kids, and that works well. So most of the time, my intention is always whenever I'm doing a webinar is what I have done practically with us. That's what we try to teach because I know it is working. And it's working for me and working for Anil and many more customers of ours. So I'm sure it will work for you all also to have a financial freedom and the best of retirement. Why people should think about retirement? Because most of us don't like to use the word retirement, because when the retirement word comes in a mind, people think, okay, you are old, you are getting means money is an issue, you are not sure your goals are achieved. So word retirement, for some time people feel it is a negative word, but I personally feel it's a very, very good positive words, because it is making you to think better and do what you like to do. That is the best part of the retirement. So it's now nowhere saying that, okay, retirement at 58 or 60. You will surprise to know that most of the people nowadays is asking around 50 maximum. So only thing is we have to start thinking, if the 50 is the my retirement age and till 85 is my living, how much I have to save. So that's another thing. Why somebody should take care of retirement funds? Because not only the inflation, we have to start thinking of lifestyle inflation, indexation. Because it talks about, I can tell you very clearly, you just think about it, when was the last time you think you must be owning around maybe 30 to 50,000 of mobile. We never thought of 10 or 15 years back we may have that. We have never thought of key we will be having the whatever the, I can say, branded items. This is the another query I spoke yesterday on a walk. We have a good walking group, and this is Ashna. Do you know my daughter is earning, and they are the Marwadis, so they mostly, this is normally in ours they don't work. So I said, but it's nice she is working because she's an independent. She said, yes, the reason she is independent and she wants, because nobody should ask her. She likes to spend what she likes to do, and yesterday she's got it something which is quite costly. So I said, that's very nice. Do you feel independent to do what you like to do? 1 minute. So things have been changing from previous generation to this generation. I'm talking about previous generation is our parents' time to our next generation time, is talking about how things are being doing. Because let us see, our parents and all these two, most of them are working in the government job or the bank and other things where the pension was coming. Second thing is they were having an FDs and all which were giving a good returns. It was a joint family system. They have a very simple life. They didn't have so much of expenses. Like I keep telling my daughter most of the time is like we never got the new dresses. Like whenever, okay, they'll say, oh, Amazon, some this one of things are cheap or you are having discount or something. I said, I remember we used to always have either on birthdays or in the festival. So it is a very standard way of thinking that we will have the life. And I always start and tell people the best wealth manager or the best financial planners are our mothers, even though they must have not done any so-called any things, but yes, they have managed so well. All our birthdays must be having the new dresses. They must have cooked the best food, and they have never made us felt that we have a problem with the money. And I still feel that they're whatever, if I see the net worth or the things, will be much more better than us, even though our salary will be 3 to 10 times higher. The reason is our expenses went very high. So if you see sometimes, which make me to think so many times when the customer asks, it's a mind game. They have never done it the house or anything on a debt, because they believe the debt is not good. And most of us sometimes, when we start having our work, we start having a debt, and debt is becoming such a big emotion in our things, that can we decide or not decide. So I'll give you one simple example which happened to me in 2001. We got married in 98, and both of us, of course, classmates, so we were quite young. We were just 24, 25. So they were getting quite a good salary, of course. And then we realized that, okay, why don't we have the two houses to save the tax? Because we were too young, and we have taken two houses. One we were staying, one we have given for rent, and to just save the tax. And 2001, when we got our first baby, I wanted to take a little bit of, I can say, either quit, take a break, or a LOP kind of it. But two EMI cannot work with the one single salary. And selling a house also takes some time. And that, it is still in my mind. I always felt it. That made me to change my job and quit attend, because I felt guilty till date that I didn't have a time to spend with my daughter, because I had only 3 months of maternity. I have to go back, otherwise I cannot pay the EMI. And after that, because of my job, I have to go to US, and I stayed for around 1 year there. So I didn't have a time with my daughter, which is the most precious of the first 1 year. So what happened? Sometime when you have a debt or an EMI, you are not having a freedom of your, I can say, decision. And that's the one thing I keep telling all my customers, all my friends, please don't go overboard in EMI, where your decision will happen. And that day, till date, I still remember I told Anil, I will not have second kid, or if I have second kid, that day onwards, I will not work. So when we got the second kid, without thinking, I just gave my resignation, even though I was in the top of my career that time. Because I felt it, that guilty session, I don't wanted to go through that. I've been traveling quite a lot, because I was in a delivery side and I was having a pre-sale. So I was traveling quite high, and you feel guilty that I'm not able to spend time with my kid. Similarly, I want all of you, whenever you are doing any retirement planning or anything, don't go overboard on your EMI. Because of that, we are not able to take a decision with the freedom. So I'm still going on the last week's session. So this is how you create a process. So to make a retirement, we try to create a corpus, okay? And creating a corpus required like maybe earlier the better. That's what I keep saying. So we started, both of us, investing around 20 to 23 onwards. But any time is a good time to start, because your value of compounding comes there. So when you are creating a corpus, let us say, I can just skip this and go to the next calculator, and then I will come back. So you please tell me if you are able to see my Excel or not. Can you see my Excel?
Yes, ma'am, we can see.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is what I have told. I have wanted a 1 lakh. At inflation at 7%, the current age is 67. I wanted to retire at 60. So for example, I need a 7 crore when I am at 60. So how much I have to invest per month? Somehow 2.33 lakhs. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to say. That is the last time I have told that. Ki if I have to create a 7 crore by the time for next 13 years, of course, I must have saved some money also. So we have to see how I will try to deploy. So this is what we have to supposed to doing today. I'm still on the recap of the last week.
Can you please share
the
that
video?
Can you please share that spreadsheet? You had mentioned that you'll be sharing it last week, but I think you didn't have a chance to do that.
I'll ask my team. I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll do one-to-one. Is it Prakash?
Yeah, this is Prakash. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have one question. In your
goals.
Excel,
But
right?
what about retirement? 92.6% of working population in India is not covered under any formal pension system. Earning age is reduced due to increasing focus on higher education and desire to retire early. Life expectancy is increasing, and so as medical expenses. This makes the retirement planning the most crucial financial goal. Combination of SIP and SWP of mutual funds can help you to create your own retirement plan. Let's see how. If you start investing rupees 5,000 monthly at the age of 25 through an SIP in equity mutual fund, your retirement corpus would be rupees 1.54 crores. You can switch it to debt mutual fund and start an SWP. With expected return of 6% CAGR, your monthly withdrawal through SWP would be rupees 77,024. When you want to stop receiving it, you can also withdraw the entire corpus. Key to create your own pension-like monthly cash flow is to start early. If you delay your investment by even 1 year, your retirement corpus would be 1.36 crore. And monthly withdrawal amount through SWP will reduce to rupees 68,486 monthly. To receive fixed monthly cash flow after retirement, start planning for your retirement with the help of SIP and SWP now.
So, as I told you, this is the time when we are creating a corpus till we are retiring. So we have to see how we can do asset allocation. And till we are working, we should take little higher risk. And after when we retire, we should go to medium or the lower risk. I have given you the detailing of how the different investment options you can take, fixed returns and the non-fixed, which is called variable. The difference between fixed and non-fixed is fixed returns will tell you in advance only how much returns you are getting, the time of entry. So most of the time, fixed returns are like we call as a low risk, not a no risk, it's called low risk. And low risk normally nowadays it comes, if you see FD and other things, it will be around 5.5. Okay, if you take the bonds, if it is tax-free bond, it will be 4.8 as of today. But otherwise bonds and taxable bonds, you will get a perpetual bonds and other things around 7.5 also. So these are the things where you can get it as a fixed. Non-fixed is because this is defined only when the time of your selling. You don't know what is the returns you are going to get when you are entering it. So that's the reason they are called a non-fixed or the variable or equity driven or whatever you can think of. So most of us, we should know that equity normally do good, but it takes care of sometimes because it is a cycle, we call a bear and bull and other things, flat, whatever. Equity may go good and bad, but as on today, you should expect 12 to 14%. That's where even the Sensex and the Nifty is also given in the 20-30 years perspective. When I'm talking these numbers, it means that year on year compounding, which is much, much better than the simple part of it. This is the similar as that. So I'll just go now to the what is the today's session is talk about. So I'll just try to take you to the Excel, which is much detailing. So please tell me if I am going a little faster or something you want me to do, because today's session we will spend more time on that Excel. How is somebody want a retirement plan, they have got it the full amount, how we deploy and how we are trying to give them till their whatever longevity life. So please, first of all, tell me you are able to see my Excel sheet.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the sheet which is called a cash flow. So to explain others what is a cash flow means from where the money is coming and where the money is going. So that is the simple level of cash flow. So we always is from where I should remove the money and all. So it's not necessary that I should get it a salary only. I have a different avenues to do. I may have an FD, I may have a pension plan, I may have a PF, I may have an equity. So those are the different things we have to do. So this is a live example again. So I'm just taking as is, but if anybody wants, we can afterwards play around with this also. So this person has come. His person has told Rachna, I wanted to have a 1 lakh rupees per month. So this kind of retirement planning we do for two kind of people. One is like who was just got retired and they got a lump sum money, or a person who has sold their house or a flat or something, they got a lump sum money and they want us to take care of retirement, where they give the lump sum money, we deploy and manage that. This is what is this today's session is all about. Another thing is somebody asked me very nice question they asked. He says, Rachna, you told me to explain very nicely that how I will have to manage and get it across 6 crore or 7 crore or whatever. But by the time I get 7 or 10 crore, you may not be there because you're older than me. How I'm going to manage? So I felt that answer is very valid. I said, first of all, because it's not an individual person, you're going to the company. But these all investment is in your name. So if you have the concept, I'm sure if you want it, you can have it with yourself or other people or some other place also. So I'm trying to teach you today the concept of cash flow with a deployment. If somebody comes and tell me, I have this much money, how I should be able to take care of it. So this person wanted a 1 lakh a month. His current age is 57. He want a human life value. We called a longevity. We called things which is the easiest way for you to think about, because this is also inherent value. Other than the, I can say, not natural death. Natural deaths are being a family driven, especially on a maternal side. So you can think of your nanny or your maternal side, aunties or anybody, whoever expired, the oldest person, you should take that life value, okay? So for this person, he is taken as a 90. So what the reason I'm saying 90 is because we need to do the compounding effect till 90. And we have to make sure he gets a 1 lakh equivalent per month till 90 age. Number of years, inflation. What is a corpus he required? Okay. This corpus, I wanted to tell you how the formula has driven. It is a built-in formula, but I wanted to explain you how it is done. So what is a rate they are saying? So we are taking a rate is 1.88%. 1.88 is, I can say simpler way for you is, it's called real rate of returns. Means I'm expecting 8% returns on overall my portfolio, and I'm expecting 6% of inflation. So indirectly, if you think, it is 2% I'm getting on a portfolio money. Okay. So I am doing divided by 12. The reason is because I have to pay monthly or equivalent to monthly, how much it is. So then how many years? So what I have done it, 90 years he wants, and the current age is 57. So 90 minus 57 into 12, that many months. And today's value is 1 lakh. So to do that equivalent, that person should have a 3 crores. Okay. But he has an available fund, which is at 5 crores. So his excess is 2 crores, which we can try to deploy on equity. He can do a succession, or he can do charity or whatever he wants. So this is the plan. We have made it for him. So first thing, when somebody comes here, first thing we just try to see, is it he is able to achieve or not? So here, he is over and above achievable because the corpus is high. Otherwise, we need to play around with either this 1 lakh. So if you see, even if I just do 10,000 less, it will change drastically here. So this is the what if analysis we keep doing for a people in case they are not able to do that part of it. So what we try to tell people is, there are two ways to look at. We have to look at either you can make it, if I make this also as 85, for example, I'm just saying, suddenly it will become quite less. So you have to start looking what are the different variations we can do, because current age you can't change, inflation you can't change, on an overall level of returns, which is at 2% is a normal things where we are trying to do the delta. Or so what you can play around is a 1 lakh or a life value. So in this, another way is, at least in Right Horizons, we don't take an inheritance value, because it may come to you, may not come to you. So till it is being transferred in your name, we don't take an inheritance. Like a lot of people comes and tell me, Rachna, my parents are having a one house or they have this much of investment. Indirectly, it will come to me. So why don't you do? So I said, if it comes, we will reinvest and we will try to replan again. But while planning, we normally takes the things which is actually it's your name. Okay. So now this person has, let us say 5 CR he has given to us. He needs only 3 CR for the retirement and 2 CR is additional money. So first level is we try to do. So I'm trying to explain you when you are doing for yourself, what you should do. First table you will try to do how much I should have it when I got it as a lump sum money. Second is what should be my debt and equity ratio. I have to move it across. So current allocation is, because he was quite high in FDs. So his debt was 65 and equity is 35. So we said we should reduce it now, because anyway he has a very high surplus. So he can go a little bit more on taking a good portfolio and give it to succession or do the good work. So we have, so first level is we call debt and equity ratio. So the next cash flow when I'm showing it, that's we go top down level. So top is how much money you need, how much corpus required, how much is available. Then we will say what is an asset allocation on debt and equity. Debt means lower risk, equity is a higher risk. So debt on an average will give you around 5 to 6%. Equity on a longer run, we will try to say 10 to 12% plus, okay, on a conservative side. Then second phase is we'll try to do, see if you notice I have not even started thinking of it is which fund, what and all. We don't do that. We do a top down. We are trying to do after this, what should be the debt, equity and balance. Balance is, or we can say hybrid fund, either of those. What should be? So in a balance, 30% normally goes to the debt and 70%, it's like a weighted average kind of it. So we will try to say how to, the reason is here we are trying to reduce the risk. Okay. So we are planning to do how we are going to manage this part of it. So we have done it balance, equity and debt. So we will see how we can do this. So when we are doing this part of it, we are still going in a cash flow. Even in a cash flow, we never ever write the funds. We will always try to see approximation on the only the asset class and how to do the rebalancing, how to see the debt and equity ratio. And third thing is how to pay back. These three things are very, very important. So what we do in our cash flow first is on the top, we write what is his requirements. Okay. So his requirement is as on today 12 lakhs because it's a yearly. So you will try to see first. It's a very powerful thing which I try to tell people. Today at 12 lakhs, or let us say, I'll giving you an example. Let me try doing that. What is today 1 lakh? After 10 years, you can see it is around 1.8 lakhs a month. After 20 years, it is 3.2 lakhs a month. And when he is 90, you can say it is 6.84. So this, when we are making a cash flow, this is another question. A lot of people comes and ask me, Rachna, that pension plan is giving me the fixed. Why don't I do that? And I said, it is very good to go because you are locking the longest term, the interest. But Only thing is, don't just keep pension plan only for you, because pension plan is not taking care of inflation. It's giving you the fixed value. Okay. So that most of the fixed longest term is good to keep it for 20 to 30% of your total what is required, because you still need a inflation linked retirement plan. So most of the time when we do a retirement plan through insurance, those are giving us a fixed return, which is very good, but they are not giving us inflation link. So most of us must have heard and seen, or if you are a repeat my webinar, you must have seen that most of the guaranteed plans are giving approximately 5.5 to 5.8 to return, which is XIRR tax free, which is still good. But still, it is not going to give you inflation linked. So we have to think about, in a year, he is going to get 82 lakhs in a 90 years. So we should be finding how to do. So this is the row 6. So when, before going to the customer, how as an analyst, as me or anybody will see is, we'll try to say, this is my requirement year. And last we always says is a withdrawal year. Is it my requirement and total need is been matching or not? This is the another 2 columns we will go very, very close to see that I have to require 12 lakhs and then I need to withdraw 12 lakhs. Is it my every time it's been taken care or not? Okay. Wherever it is, if you see here, it is additional coming. It means that that particular year I am doing rebalancing. Okay. So that rebalancing has to be taken care to make sure that our debt and equity ratios are being doing well. So of course, I'll go one by one. So first year, I have taken care of my all requirement. Second thing is, as I showed you here very clearly, I have said debt equity balance, I am going into this ratios. So I have made a different here asset class, which says that how much returns I am supposed to expected return over the period. These are my assumptions. So I'm saying, this is equity mutual fund, direct shares and PMS. I have a bond, I have EPF, VPF, hybrid funds, balance funds. Here we have it like which are the one-time people do it as a fixed pension plans, FDs. Okay, these we have made it across. So I will not go into more detail here. I will try to teach other side. So we will just write what is the opening balance for everything. And if they, so last year time when I saw last week, I have said because new investments are coming. For this person, there's no new investment because he has already got a corpus and I'm managing the corpus. So if you see, there is no new investments are coming into this part of it. So we have to realize this. So another things when we do it, movement on the, I call a deployment of a retirement plan. The another things the customer or I will look at, you will see withdrawal happen only on debt, or we call it debt or bond, this sector only. So 28 is the row to look at. It means that this is a sacrosanct debt row for me, because all requirement money will come from this asset class only. Every moment I will make sure that next 3 years of my money for a month is always there in this. So irrespective of a market, I will be paying from this. And anytime, whenever I am doing a rebalancing, I am moving back to debt fund. So if you see here as a G22, I'm withdrawing 50 and I'm adding here as 50, correct? So most of the time, whenever I am doing a rebalancing also, I keep moving back to the debt funds because my sacrosanct line is 28. So what we have to notice here, this is my requirement. My debt funds are my withdrawal. And last 2 talks about my requirement is matching my withdrawal. And why I am doing my debt and equity realignment? Because down I am trying to track is what is my closing balance for debt, equity and balance. Below that, I am just trying to track my debt and equity, all the ratios. So when I'm doing this ratios, how to make sure that this person's is taken care of. Okay, so as we go higher and higher, the debt goes higher and equity goes lower. But because if you notice, he still will have a money approximately, if you see, 27 crores when he is 19. The reason is because you remember he had a 2 crore higher than the what he needs it. So that's one of the reason. Yes, Nitin, you have raised the hand. Can I help you? I cannot see the raise hand, but okay. You can write it in things. I'm just 5 or 10 minutes away to close it. You can have a queries otherwise. So I'm trying to see this cash flow. So what is very important? I am just trying to track my debt equity balance, equity and debt balance ratios. We will try to see at each 5 years intervals with the opening 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. What is my debt and equity amount going? What is the ratios? And this is very important for us is because I am paying that money also in between. How much is my investment? How much I am paying within that many years? And still the money is left. So this we try to see very clearly in these 3 charts. So from customer perspective, if may not be able to understand, of course, we will, whenever we review every year, because this doesn't change so fast. So we will see, is it we are going as per our cash flow plans or not? So this is what we will do. But from the customer perspective, these 3 charts makes a lot of difference on how much is the debt and equity ratios are going on over the period. How the portfolio growth is going on. And this person talks about what is an asset allocation with my debt and equity. And last but not the least, this is my best chart I always like whenever I do the retirement planning withdrawal, because it is showing how your assets are growing with your redemptions money also. Okay, so this is total portfolio value, this is total redemption value, and this is the growth of the portfolio. So this is what we try to do always whenever we are doing the deployment of our funds. So if you have any questions in Excel, please let me know, because I'm going back to the presentation mode.
Ma'am, can you please go to the asset class, asset allocation tab?
Yeah.
Scroll up and change the age to 50. So just wanted to check the corpus 337.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So you want a life value at 90 only?
90 only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nidhisha, I think so this Excel also, please
Yes,
send
ma'am.
it across today.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yeah.
I think so last week creation of corpus also, you can send it across.
Yeah, one sec, ma'am. Just sorry for interrupting. The thing is that there's some glitch in Zoom, so we are unable to capture everybody's email ID. So it will be easier for me, like if you all drop your email ID in the chat box.
But in the registration ID, they will have an email ID, no, Nidhisha?
Yes, ma'am. But sometimes the name, for example, some people tend to log in from their phone, so the names have been captured as 843369. So in that way, yeah.
Fine. So what we can say, we will try to send it across. In case if you feel you have not received, please let us know. We will do it one-to-one again. Okay. Anything else? Otherwise, I'll go to my presentation mode.
Yes, ma'am, you can. Thank you so much.
So the parameters, what you have to look at when you are doing, so I always tell whenever I am doing, the reason I'm doing this is talking about how you can do it yourself and how to make sure that you are being taken care of all the parameters or things, how you can take care of it. These are the some of the parameters you have to look. I was just trying to see whenever we try to do, see how much you can take care of low, moderate, and a high, proportionate with the risk level. Risk is the one thing which I have noticed. A lot of people have a different view on the risk. When you ask, they says, no, Rachna, I don't wanted to take a risk, but I wanted a returns of 10 or 15, or some person will suddenly will say 20 also. So I really don't know that time I should laugh or cry, because sometimes it is ignorance is bliss, because I am also believe in ignorance is bliss. So we have to understand that risk is related to the returns. So what is the lowest risk or no risk is like a government tax-free bonds. A government tax-free bonds is, as on today, is giving you 4.6 to 4.8. It means that anything is above 4.8 is may have a risk. Okay, maybe what percentage may be lower. So you have to realize it that low risk will give you around 6%, 5 to 6% returns. For medium risk will give you around 8, 9, and the compounding effect of the equity will give you around 12 to 14% returns on the longer run. So these are the what I have already showed you the part of it. So what are the different things people can work across and buy in the product wise? One is in an NPS. So I believe NPS is good. The good point in pension plans are because it is giving you additional tax benefit also. If you are getting from the employer, please do it, because you can do 10% of your basic plus 50,000. So NPS is like you can think of it's like a ULIP, means it is invested in that stocks, because it is a government driven. So there are little difference between ULIP and this is having a low fund management charges first. Second thing is you cannot go 100% in equity in this. Maximum you can go only 70%. Third thing is in a retirement plan, normally when you get it all the pension, it is taxable. Here, 2/3 is taxable, 1/3 is not taxable. But good point when we do XIRR here is because you're getting a tax benefit on the same year. That is making you much more beneficial on the NPS. Lot of, I can say, fixed income plans are good to take a part of the annuity plans. There are few annuity plans are been coming, which are, I can say, single premium tax free, which is a very amazing, which never had it before. Those are good. Nowadays, a lot of mutual funds also have started a pension fund. So if you want, the good thing is these are hybrid balanced funds, and in the long term, creating a wealth on the retirement side. So most of the time what happens, no, in a mutual fund previously, if I have some need, I used to withdraw it. So these are lock-in funds, and they started giving you the realignment after 45, 50, 55, and then you can start doing. So if you wanted to do a pension plan through mutual funds, also it is good to have a retirement funds to do SIPs overall level. Whenever you are suggesting, think about how long you have a time to retire versus what is the income you are looking. The late retirement planning is your debt equity ratios keep differing. So that is the one thing you have to realize when you are retiring, what should be your debt equity hybrid. Whenever I'm using word hybrid is like a balanced fund, okay? You should change it across. So these are from my side. Now I am open to take any questions. This is the last time which I have told you. This is the another belief, and I can tell you because I am in a testimonial of that. Most of the time, whenever I ask people to say that you start investing for retirement, they says, no, it is very far. I'm so young. Why you wanted to do? You will surprised to know that the power of compounding have a very big value. So please try to invest for your retirement as early as possible. Second thing is have a disciplined investment. Irrespective, because that amount you have kept it for your retirement, why you have to remove in middle? Don't do that part of it. Anytime somebody comes and tells me, Rachna, I don't have a money, and I always says it's not a money. You don't have a mindset. Okay. The mindset will change. You start with 500, it may go to the 5,000, 5 lakhs also. But you need to be disciplined, look for long term, and start small. So this is another things which I always try to do. Conclusion for this over the period, of course, now it makes a lot of importance now. Invest in different class as per the risk, diversify for the long-term horizons, make sure you write a will and succession. Have a flexibility. One of my customer got a PF amount at 1 CR and she says, Dashna, I wanted a capital protection and all this stuff in these. So I said, okay, let us go for a bond, or we have a flexibility like a FMP's kind of fund, which is 30% only debt equity and the 70% on the debt side and all. So she says, no, I don't wanted anything which I cannot remove the money. I wanted even like in most of the one-time annuity or other things which are very sure short of guaranteed plans, they don't have a flexibility. So whenever you are investing, you should be very clear that I have, in case, I may not do it, but in case if you want, you have a flexibility to remove the money. Will is very good to write it succession. I have another customer calling, I think so 3 days back only from a group of a single parenting. And she told me, Rachna, actually, my husband died last year and they got it a term cover money and all the stuff. And I'm facing an issue because he started his DMAT account before wedding and they didn't have the nominee. Now I'm facing an issue on transferring by itself. So sometimes we do have a lot of issues. We don't know anything happens. So it's good to write a will, or it's because you wanted your near dear and family members not to face an issue. So it is good. Make sure that is easier for you to just go and see your NSDL. NSDL comes to all of you as a monthly, that which all funds are having a nominee or not having a nominee. That's the one thing. But actually, nominee is not necessary to have to get the money. Of course, that's the first level. But if the second level is, of course, it supersedes is your will. So that's a better plan. That's all from my side. So I'll just give you the brief about Right Horizons. Right Horizons is 18 years old wealth advisory firm. Started with Anil Rego, and he started with his retirement planning also. And we do a wealth management, financial planning, and our core way is to give the awareness. With that, I ask everybody, whoever have the questions, to do.
Ma'am, there's this person named Dhyanesh. He's asking which type of retirement plan and insurance versus mutual fund is better.
This is like a question of mango is better or an apple. So Dhyanesh, what you like? Which
Rachna, this is Rakas. Before we continue on the question, can you just once go back to the NPS slide that you had?
Yeah. So
you suggested that. Yeah.
I have just answer this and I'll get back to that also.
Sure.
Hello.
Yeah, then.
So,
yeah, actually both are good because I have been doing my own retirement planning. I have done for many more. Insurance or any fixed fund should be 1/3 of your total value and 70% should be a growth. Insurance, PF, PPF, gratuity, bonds are the debt fund side. So retirement, like I'll say you because I have HDFC Sanchay, I have Aviva, I have all those MMIP and all, which is giving me a fixed pension plans, and mutual funds and direct equity is giving me higher. So in retirement planning, you should take both. 30% should be your debt side or 35%. 65% should be a growth side till you are working, because that is creating a higher value. And afterwards, we have to start looking at debt and equity. Normal way is that 100 minus your age. So whatever is your 100 minus your age should be the debt. Am I answered your Dhyanesh?
Yes, madam. That is what my thinking was. Like if I put 100% in insurance or in debt fund, I will get nothing at the end. Or if I put everything into a mutual fund, you never know, it might be giving you a
market may go down when you need it. Yeah,
exactly. Okay.
So that's a way. So you can keep changing, but minimum 35%, because 35% is giving you a freedom of a mind ki at least my basic needs are taken care of, that money which I'm 100% going to get it. Okay. Yeah, Prakash, I think so. You have a question on. Yeah, welcome. You have a question in your NPS. Yeah. Is it this one? And which one you are asking? Prakash, you asked for an NPS. Can I take the another question?
Sorry. I thought I was talking, but I was on mute. So this one, NPS, this is what I was talking about. So you had mentioned this is the best way to begin with in terms of saving, right? However, here, the reason you gave was one is it's tax deferred, right? However, it's only up to the 2 lakh, right? Limit?
No. There is no limit. If your company is been having an NPS relation, so it is 10% of your basic and plus 50,000 rupees. So there is no limit.
They don't have it.
Then you can just do only 50,000.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Even after that, there's one other thing. When we are actually getting the money back from NPS, part of it is given only in annuity, right? Correct. And only part of it we can. That I see is also very. It's not necessarily a good.
See, when you're getting it, Prakash, it's not lucrative because it is a taxable also pension. Okay. But I'm just trying to say, if you're giving 100 rupees, you are saving 30 rupees now only because it's a tax saving at 30% yours. So if my 70 rupees is becoming 105 or 107, my return XIRR is better. I'm looking in that angle.
Right. So
it is good
until there is a
more than a pension benefit.
So basically, until there is a tax benefit now, then it's the top. If not, it's not necessarily.
Please take the NPS as a tax benefit perspective. Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
On that, only that one. See that, because that was one of the things that.
Because I'm not seeing the chat.
Yes, ma'am. One sec. Ma'am, there's a person named Akshay. So he's asking, what should a 20-year-old keep in mind while planning his or her retirement?
So first of all, 20 years old person is like, oh, my daughter itself is also getting 20. So you should start doing the first time is when you start doing earning. You should keep first level is to do it for your tax planning. So the tax planning, you don't remove it and make sure that person also take care of her. And so you start with the SIP, which will take care of your basic taxation first. If you are the only earning person, Nidisha, can you just take care of mute?
Ma'am, I am. Yeah.
So second thing is to make sure, because it's another case happened very recently, a person who was just 24 years old, he died and he didn't have the term covered. And his parents and his wife was actually dependent on him. So it was really sad, because nowadays I live like, it's like I live one day at a time and enjoy your life, because things are not so good. So it is, make sure when you are young, look for a monthly savings. Basic fundamental, I have been performing 25% of whatever you're earning should go in the investments. Rest, please have fun, because that's a time for you to have fun. How to create an emergency fund and saving funds? You can do it through the debt funds, or you can do it through FDs or RDs, you can say, because I feel it's a more comfort zone people have it to keep it in their FDs or in RDs. My age is 28. How much I need to start in SIP to get a 5 CR? After how long you want it? 5 CR? Bhaskar, how long you want it? I can do it on spot now. How much? How long you want? After how long you want a 5 CR?
Ma'am, it's 80.
80.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And power 80 minus 28. Why you want it at 85 CR? Because you may wanted to do 5 CR to utilize much before, because our longevity. Anyway, I'll give you the answer, but that should not be the.
Ma'am, 5 CR at the age of 60 would be beneficial, I think.
Yeah, I feel also, or 55. So it's coming. So if you see, I'm just showing you the formula here. If you see, I'm just taking an approximately 12% return per month divided by 12. 60, you will get it around 5 CR. So 60 minus 28 means 384 months. And if I save 12,000 rupees for 384 months, your corpus will be approximately 5.35 crores. Okay. So you need to, I'm just trying to say on an average, how much monthly you required is a 12,000 rupees from 28 till your age of 60. Am I answered your query, Bhaskar?
Yes, ma'am. Well noted. Thank you.
So here it is, ma'am, I'm 39. I need 4 CR, please. So what I can do it here is similar one. I have an SIP where you have all the 3 level. You can fix the future value, or you can fix the today's how much SIP you want and how much it will come. So Nidisha, you just send the calculator for an SIP also, so they can play around that part of it. Okay. So today you will send 3 calculator. One is retirement deployment, retirement corpus creation, and SIP creations. Age 33, how much I should plan to retire to get monthly fixed at 1 lakh. So you are trying to say you wanted to have, so let me do it immediately now again. So you wanted a future value is 1 lakh. So your age is 33. You want to retire at 57. So maybe now you should have 40,000. So maybe today's value you are saying 30,000 odd, Dheeraj? No, who's that person? Dheeraj only. Not even 30. So 27,000 of now requirement will become a 1 lakh when you are at 57 years old. And as per your question is, you wanted a future value as 50K, or you wanted as on today 80K to 1 lakh. Dheeraj?
So in future, it should be around 80K or 1 lakh. So how should I save
So
my
as on
savings?
today, I'm just doing an equivalent of that. That's the way how future value I'm doing. So as on today, your expense is around 28 to 29,000 odd. Is it true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that, you required corpus at that time is 1.1 CR. Okay. So if I do PMT means to achieve that, how much percentage you should do? 57 minus 33. You need to save around 1.2 lakhs that many months. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody questions? Ma'am, send me the complete detail through email. I will be able to do that. Any other questions you have on Disha I'm missing? I'll take the last 2 more questions. I am 53. I have a corpus of 1 CR at a moment. Should I deploy starting getting a 1 lakh at the age of 60? So again, I'll do it now immediately again. How much you require? 1 lakh. Current age is 53. 53. Till what? I'm not able to see your name. It's written 80. I'll take 85 or 90 years. And 6%. You required as on today. So even if I do corpus of future value at 10% and par is 7 minus 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You have a little bit of shortfall. What I have done it here, I have taken a 1 lakh current age. Your retirement age is, number of years is 32. You wanted a retirement age from 60. Okay. And corpus required is 2.88 crore from 60 if you want a 1 lakh per month. And 1 crore will become 1.94 in the next 7 years, keeping a 10% returns. So still little gap is there. So I think so if you want, you try with 90,000. Yeah, so 75 is a better option to make sure till 85 we try to do the one things. Otherwise you have a little extra gap. Yeah, last question, please, Nidisha, can you tell me?
Yes, ma'am. Rajendra is asking, what if I keep on investing maximum in equity, mostly large cap stocks who are market leaders?
To give a brief to all of you who all are there, we will be having the session in the market, how to handle market for next session in the next Saturday. But yes, I also do investment in equity. When we are doing an equity, the equity timings keeps changing. So last 1 or 2 years, previous to this 1 or 2 years, the mid cap and small cap was down quite a lot. It's minus 30% also. And now we assume the mid and small will do very good in the next 2 years. So even if you're doing an equity, you should take care of large, mid, small, multi-hybrid, and the perspective kind of it. So you divide into those 5 cap-wise stocks. Okay. So whenever I believe that it is easier to do because you cannot do a diversification, first you create a good corpus till at least 50 lakhs through mutual fund, then diversify between the stocks and the mutual fund perspective. So with this, I'm just trying to wind it up. Wishing you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, have happy and enjoy and be happy and share it across. We will try to share our recording and Excel. If not, please try to reach us anytime. We will try to do 1:1. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, ma'am, for the nice session.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Rachna ma'am. While on session, you said like you do manage the corporate and retirement for particular individuals. So if my mother has got retirement last year, so how should I connect your team? How
You
this?
can ask Nidisha, otherwise I'll write my number and mail also to you. You can connect me anytime.